Welcome to The Creative Influencer, where we discuss all things creative with an emphasis on influencers. The Creative Influencer is hosted by John Pfeiffer. John is an entertainment attorney in Santa Monica, California, who represents influencers and other creatives.
This is the 14th Minisode of Season 4 of the Creative Influencer Podcast. Today we talk about best practices for a student athlete to develop their brand and build a following. Student athletes have a built-in advantage over traditional influencers. They have an existing following because of their team's fan base, their school's fans and alumni, and in some instances, the fan base of their conference or league. How do you take advantage of this built-in fan base to build a following, and how do you build a personal brand to reach a wider audience? Well, the first step is to determine and cultivate your personal brand. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is quoted as saying, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." So what do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room? What do you want to be known for? What do you want your reputation to be? This is important because your reputation is the basis for your brand. Are you a good person, a team player, or are you a jerk on the field? Of course, when you are building your personal brand with an eye to a potential future sponsorship or future monetization of the use of your name, image, and likeness, you want to be careful about how you manage your reputation on and off the field first and foremost. But this is also where you can have some control. Decide what you want to be known for. On the surface level, this is your position, your stats, your ranking. But those are all components of the bigger picture. Think of your brand as your game plan. Your coach devises a game plan for every team you play. You need a brand that fits you and speaks to and resonates with your audience. And who's your audience? Your audience include people who root for you, are graduates of your school or fans of your team. They can also be other students at your school, high school players that want to be where you are, or former college athletes from your school or sport. You should also think about your values. These should be embodied in your personal brand. It may be your faith, your major, your family, or hobby. Or it may simply be the fact that you're focused solely on being the best at your sport. Whatever your values are, be intentional about them and make sure your brand reflects them. Now, to some nuts and bolts. Once you've given thought to what you want your personal brand to embody and convey, it's time to start claiming your stake. If you are already on social media, perform an audit of your accounts. And you should go back to Minisode 13 and download our How to Do This download on our website. Keep your posts and messaging on brand and change your About Me and profile pictures and other information to be consistent across all platforms. If you are not on social media, get ready to claim your YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook accounts. Start with Instagram, since your profile name may determine what you use for your other accounts. And in all cases, keep it classy and professional. Don't be cute, and especially don't use an existing company's or brand's name. Regardless of whether or not you are on social media, get a website URL for your name on your quote-unquote brand name. Even if you do nothing other than own the domain name and make it redirect your social media, it's important to claim it to protect your brand and control your image. Think of it this way. You don't want to wake up on the morning of the draft to find someone owns your name as a URL and has a show all bloopers, a blooper reel of all your worst fails over your college sports career. So, how to build your brand. The most important advice that we can give is this: be authentic. Think like Gronk. For non-football fans, I'm talking about Rob Gronkowski. He's a tight end with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and before that, the New England Patriots. He's won 4 Super Bowls, all with Tom Brady. Even non-football fans know who Tom Brady is. Do a YouTube search on Gronk, and you'll see what I mean by think like Gronk. What is the real you? What do you like to do when you have free time? What are your hobbies, interests, passion? J.J. Watt, formerly with the Houston Texans, points out that being an athlete today means you have to give more access to fans and share more about your day-to-day life. So look to professional athletes for inspiration on what they post and how to build an audience. For example, the following athletes are consistently listed as the best managed online brands and who are good role models for student athletes who should emulate them in their own personal brands. Check out LeBron James, Serena Williams, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Stephen Curry, Tom Brady, Kevin Durant, Derek Jeter, and of course, Michael Jordan. Just as team players on the field are appreciated, it pays to be a team player off the field as well. Ask for help. Partner with other players and post complimentary posts or updates, or tag team members in your posts and have them do the same. So, content ideas and suggestions. The best way to get closer to your fans would be to engage them during a game or match. But you can't do that. You can't tweet while you're on the field. The next best thing is to give your fans, your followers, a peek behind the curtain. That you can do. What are your rituals? How do you train? What is your workout routine? What do you eat? What is your nutrition plan? What happens when you're on the road? How do you prepare for a game or match? What do you do immediately after a game or match? What's in your locker? What does a weight room look like? Be creative. People just want to see behind the curtain. But having said all this, be realistic. According to information posted on the NCAA's website, there are 7,400,000 high school student athletes in all sports. Of that number, 6% move from high school to the NCAA. Again, according to information posted on the NCAA website, there are 460,000 NCAA student athletes. Of that number, 2% move from the NCAA to the professional level. So you may not become a professional athlete, but you can enjoy the process and still enjoy the benefits of building your brand for whatever your future may bring. Your future self will thank you. Have fun.
That's it for this time. If you enjoyed our podcast, please write a review on iTunes and tell your friends to subscribe. If you have any questions about influencers or suggestions for future episodes, email them to John at Pfeiffer@pfeifferlaw.com. Thank you for listening.